Hello everyone, I am Anjali Arora and today in this video we will be discussing a very important topic and related to which many students have asked the questions that how they need to prepare this particular topic, that is coordinate system. So basically coordinate systems are needed to solve different topics based questions as well. So if I'm going to talk about the coordinate systems, you will need it to solve the electric field based questions, to solve the flux based questions, to solve the charge density based question or any question in the electromagnetic theory, as well as in many other subjects too. You need this topic, you need the correct information and the exact information about the coordinate system, whatever can help you to solve different topics or concepts based questions in your exam. And this is one of the things which can be responsible of giving you the right answer for any question if you will be relating the right coordinate systems and the right expressions corresponding to them. And it can be one thing which can be responsible for giving the incorrect answer. And most of the students are going to have doubt in this point, like how we need to prepare the coordinate system which will help us in solving the questions. So I hope after watching this video till the end today, you will be getting the answer for all your queries and questions related to coordinate system. Now we will be starting the discussion, but before that, if you are new on this channel, that is Mission Net Physics Exam, then you can subscribe this channel by clicking on the subscribe button below this video. Also, you can click on the bell icon after that so that you will get the notifications for the new videos which I will be uploading on this channel. Clear? Now, let's talk about the coordinate systems. So initially, I'm just going to provide you some basic information about the coordinate system. What is a coordinate system and how it can help us to solve the questions? And I will be providing you the exact information you need to have to solve any question or whatever you need to solve the questions. Okay, so all that I will be providing in this video today. So first thing is, what is a coordinate system? So basically, it is going to be an artificial mathematical tool which we consider to locate the position of a point in a space. Okay, so it can help us, or it is used to describe the position of an object or a point in space, and this is just an artificial mathematical tool. Clear? But it is gonna be very much helpful in solving the questions too. So you need to know most of the things about it, okay, which we will be covering in this session today. And it will be surely helpful for all of you guys. And quickly we will be covering these things without devoting so much time. We will be covering everything you need to know. So the first coordinate system we are going to talk about is the Cartesian coordinate system. Basically, in case of Cartesian coordinate systems, we will be having the three coordinates which will be related to the length. Okay, length means in terms of the length covered by the particular point in different axes. Okay, that's how in the 3D case we will be considering the coordinate, okay, along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So here in the Cartesian coordinates we describe the point location, okay, with the x, y and z coordinates. If I'm going to talk about the points you need to cover related to Cartesian coordinate system, so these are going to be the length element, surface element and the volume element. We will be talking about all the three things and you need to prepare these three expressions. Along with this, you need to know one more point. And what is that? I will let you know. See, if I'm going to talk about the length element for the Cartesian coordinate system, what it is? It's going to be dx I cap, dy j cap, dz k cap. All the three terms have been added together. And if you want, you can show it with just dlx, dly and dlz vectors. Done. And this is how, if you want to locate any point, okay, like let's say for this cube, there is going to be a point at any place. Clear? And you want to locate it. So with respect to the origin, you will be showing its position. Okay. For example, you want to draw the length element for that particular point. So how you can show that length element? This is how you will be showing the length element. Okay. And this expression you need to know, that is dx I cap, dy j cap, dz k cap. So only length element do you need to prepare? No, you also need to know about the surface element and the volume element. But if you know about the length element, it will become so easy for you to write the surface and the volume elements. How? For example, you want to write the surface element for this surface, okay, this plane. Clear? So in this case, what will happen? You can say it is something which is intersecting the positive x-axis. Okay, so this is gonna be the origin O. I am locating the origin O here. So I'm gonna take this plane and it is intersecting along the positive x-axis. Along whatever axis that plane is intersecting or it is present on whatever axis, you will say that we are not going to take the length element component corresponding to that axis. For example, I want to write the surface element for this plane, clear, or this surface. So I will not be taking dlx. I will be taking rest 2, which are dly and dlz. I will be taking the cross product of these two. But in which manner or what should be the order I need to follow, it will depend on our next point. And what is that? That's going to be the direction of any surface element should always be the outward normal to that surface or that plane. For example, for this surface, the direction of the surface element will always be what? Towards the positive x-axis. Why? Because it will be the outward and normal, which means perpendicular to that surface. It should be the direction. Clear? So positive x-axis, which means this side, and outward normal. Another thing is, if I will be talking about this surface, this side surface, so what should be the direction? It should be towards positive y. Okay. And do you know I cross j is equal to k cap? So j cross I is equal to minus k cap. So by changing the order of unit vectors cross product, we will be getting plus or minus. So for example, for this yellow color surface, okay, you need to have the direction towards the positive x. But for the back side or parallel to this one on the other side, the surface which we will be having, for that the direction will be opposite, outward normal, which means it should be towards negative x. Clear? And for that I have to make the changes in the order. I will be taking the rest two components but in opposite manner, because that will give us minus I cap here. Clear? And that's how you can find the surface element for any surface. If any shape will be given to you, any figure will be given to you, and in that shape you want to find the surface element for any particular surface, so that's how you can find it. Take the cross product of other two length element components, okay, except that axis component where that plane is present or it is intersecting that particular axis. So leave that one and take the cross product of rest 2. About the direction, always remember that the direction will be outward normal to that particular plane or the surface. So this point will help you to know about the order. Clear? Next point. Here, if I'm going to talk about the volume element, how to write the volume element? That will be the first component of the length element, its dot product with the rest two components cross product, which means dlx dot dly cross dlz. This is how we need to write it, and that's how we can write all the components, which means dx I cap, dy j cap, dz k cap, j cross k is equal to I dot I is equal to 1. So we will be getting dx, dy, dz here. Clear? This is how you can simply find the volume element. Next coordinate system we will have is the spherical coordinate system. In this case, we will be having r, theta and phi as the components, where if you are going to observe this figure, you will be getting it clearly what is going to be r, what is going to be theta and what is phi. So r is the radial vector, okay, and its range or the limits can be 0 to infinity. For the different spheres, we can have its range 0 to infinity. Clear? While theta is going to be what? Theta is the angle made with the positive z-axis with this radial vector, which can vary for a complete sphere from 0 to pi. Because you have to measure it with this axis, so it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, or it can be here. So if it will be making the angle 180 degrees with this, okay, if it will be like this, it will be making the angle 180 degrees. Same way on the other side, you can measure it from 0 to 180 degrees. But the point is, if I am talking about the pi angle, it is what? If you will be taking a point at this place and you are going to take its projection, okay, on the xy plane, then with positive x-axis, whatever angle you will be getting with that projection line on the xy plane, okay, it will be what? It will be phi. The variation of pi can be from 0 to 2 pi for a complete sphere as well as for the hemisphere, while the variation of theta for the hemisphere will be from 0 to pi by 2. So theta will be from 0 to pi by 2 for the hemisphere, while the phi will remain same, that is 0 to 2 pi, its range. And the r range will even remain same, that is 0 to infinity for hemisphere. These range should be clear to us, or from where to where we can have the variation of one particular coordinate. It should be clear to us, because in numericals this point will help you a lot. Next thing, what is the length element for the spherical coordinate system? So it is dr r cap plus r d theta theta cap plus r sin theta d phi phi cap. Clear? This is the length element of the spherical coordinate system. If you want to locate a point, or you want to just consider the different like points, length elements, this is how you will be denoting them. Clear? So basically you need to prepare this expression, because it will help you to write the surface element and the volume element, and which are mainly needed to solve the questions in the exam. Clear? Whether you are preparing for NET exam, GATE exam, JEST or TIFR or any other physics exam, even for IIT JEM or any physics exam, these coordinate system are gonna be like very important. These components which we are talking about like are gonna be very much helpful in solving the question. So you can't miss this part, and you all need to prepare them. Clear? Now, if I'm gonna write this length element as the components, for example, dlr, dl theta and dl phi. Clear? Now in this case, I will be writing the surface element for what? dsx, r, not x, r. Okay, r is what? The radius. We are taking, for example, radius. This is the radial vector, but we will be taking r as what? Radius. So in that case, what will be dsr? In this case, I will be taking the cross product of rest two components from the length element, and these are dl theta cross dl phi. And when I will be taking the cross product of these two, I will be getting finally r square sin theta d phi and unit vector r. This is again outward normal. Okay, so this is how you will be getting it. Another thing is theta cross phi is equal to what? R. So in this case, r cross theta will be giving you phi, theta cross phi will be giving you r, and if you will be taking the cross product in the reverse manner, then they will be giving you negative of that value. Okay, and that's how you can write the unit vectors cross product or any expression you need. Same way for the volume element, dlr dot dl theta cross dl phi. And that's how by putting the components values, you will be getting this expression, which is r square sin theta dr d theta d phi. Next point, here r can vary from 0 to infinity, theta can vary from 0 to pi, and phi can vary from 0 to 2 pi. That's what I have already told you. Clear? And even for the hemisphere, we have discussed there will be only change for the hemisphere in the theta limits, that will be 0 to pi by 2. Okay, that's very important. Rest 2 will remain same, but theta is changing. Next is gonna be the cylindrical coordinate system. And what is this? This is gonna be a coordinate system in which we will be taking the coordinates as s, phi and z, where phi will be one angle which is same as the phi we have shown in the spherical polar or spherical coordinate system before this. So pi is showing the same thing here as well. Clear? Its variation will be from 0 to 2 pi. Now in this case, ds s cap, s d phi phi cap, or in some books, phi can be represented with theta, s can be represented with r. So the variation can be there in the coordinates notation. Clear? In different coordinate system or in different books or different places. And that's all right. Okay. But you just need to know what is the expression, whatever coordinate system notation you want to take, you can take that. But for length and for the angle parts, keep it separate. For angles, just use theta or phi. Okay, or any other for angle, whichever is suitable. And for lengths, generally we use x, y, z, s or z or r. Okay, that's what we will be using for length. Next, dss is equal to what? Because we are writing the surface element for this component, so we will be taking the cross product of rest 2. So we are going to get s d phi dz and unit vector s. And d tau is equal to what? S ds d phi and dz. Okay, this is what we are gonna have here. Now I hope each and everything will be clear to all of you guys, and along with that I have even shown the notations here in this figure, whatever we are gonna consider in the cylindrical coordinate system. I hope each and everything will be clear to all of you, but still if you will be having any doubt at any point, you can tell me about it. And if everything clear, that's very good. Now guys, if you got to know about all the three coordinate systems, that's gonna be something which will help you a lot in solving the questions. Now, I will be providing you some information related to the Unacademy Plus subscription and Unacademy Plus courses. So guys, time to time or almost every week now, we are going to have the new courses starting on Unacademy Plus. So if you are the one who want to attend the more regular live classes by the top educators we are having on Unacademy Plus for your upcoming CSIR NET exam preparation, or even if you are preparing for GATE exam, these courses will be helpful for you. And guys, by taking the Unacademy Plus subscription, you can start attending the sessions by the top educators. The well-structured and well-planned courses will be there, which will help you in your exam preparation and in completing many topics in very less time. So which can help you to take your preparation to a very good level. And if you are going to take the Unacademy Plus subscription, then you can use and apply the referral code, which is Anjali Arora. As it has been mentioned here, by using and by applying this referral code, you will be getting the 10% discount in the total Unacademy Plus subscription amount. Clear? Another thing is, if you will be taking the Unacademy Plus subscription, guys, then in that case, what are the benefits you will get? Let's just talk about it once. There will be doubt clearing sessions in each and every course. You will be able to attend the live classes of the well-structured and well-planned courses by the top educators. And all these things together will help you a lot in your preparation. So with the help of all these features and everything, you can prepare very well and you can get good marks in the exam too. Clear? So this is how, guys, start your preparation now. Okay. And along with that, start working for all the important topics, concepts, and cover them in very less time. And whenever you will be taking the Unacademy Plus subscription, use and apply the referral code, which is Anjali Arora. No space in between, spelling should be same. That's how you need to write it and apply it. And by applying it, you will be able to get the 10% discount in the total Unacademy Plus subscription amount. I hope each and everything will be clear to all of you guys. And if you will have any doubt or any confusion, you can let me know in the comment section. I will try to answer that point. Okay, one more thing. If you want to take the Unacademy Plus subscription, you can download the Unacademy Learning app, or you can directly search Unacademy Plus on Google. And that's how you can proceed further to take the Unacademy Plus subscription. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video till the end. Thank you.